Okay, we don't actually have oil in the motor yet, so what we've done is we've put 2 quarts of oil in the tank. Normally, this will take about 3.5 or 3.7 quarts, and what we'll do is we'll put 2 quarts in. We've done that, and we'll cycle that into the motor, start checking for oil pressure up here, and then we'll top off the oil tank with the other 1.5 quarts or so of oil, and then we should have a full tank and be ready to go. What we're going to do now is we're going to spin the oil pump, but we're not going to turn the motor over. So we're not going to see any action here in the valve train, but what we should see is we should start to see oil pooling in these areas here as we get oil coming up through the cam towers. They'll oil the rocker shafts, and ultimately when the motor runs, that stuff all gets splashed around and lubricates the cam and keeps everything nice and smooth. And what we're going to do is we're going to engage this down here like we talked about before, and we'll start watching for oil pressure here, and as oil gets pumped through the system, it'll get pumped up through the oil galley here and pumped up through the cylinder stud, and then get distributed through the top end. And we'll engage this guy. There we go. See the gauge?
Woo, we got a little pressure now, Billy. Coming up, it's dripping down now. Dripping all over the place over here.
So it's coming up?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Leaking out.
That's what we need. Yeah. Sweet. Okay.
Cool.
We are primed.
We are primed?
Yes, sir. And if you look closely here, we put these little paper towel dams in just to try and maintain but you can see we now have engine oil here that's been pumped up to the top, and we have it on both sides, which is super critical. I've seen it happen where one of the oil galleys is plugged on one side or the other, and the cam gets burned up, and away you go. But we now have good oil flow to the top of this motor, and I'm super excited that this thing's ready to get buttoned up, and we'll chase a few little odds and ends, but we'll get this guy buttoned up and we'll get this thing started here soon. Okay, we've confirmed now that we have established oil pressure to the top of the motor, and just to kind of go back over what we've done is we've pulled the clutch assembly so that we can expose the oil pump drive gear, and the oil pump drive gear, of course, is engaged with the kickstart, which is normally what gets things going. But what we do is we use an oil pump drive gear. We engage the oil pump statically so that the motor's not turning over. We've done 0 damage to any bearing surface doing this, and we've now established that we have oil flow throughout the motor, and we know that when we go to start this motor, we're going to have a safe startup.